Hey, hope you guys enjoyed that little recap of how we ended last stream. I managed to get a couple of good angles, I think. But yeah, it turns out we maybe used a little bit too much TNT. Um, who could have predicted that happening? But the good news is the old Husk farm is no more. It's gone. This world is home to just to one and only one sand farm, and that sand farm is possibly the best sand farm that has existed in any Skyblock world ever. So yeah, I did a little bit of fixing up after that, but well, we're starting here in the Nether. I've been to get a few more supplies, and oh, sorry, and I think today we will try and finish up some of the final bits of this sand farm. So, for a start, this is an unacceptable way for us to be getting to and from the farm. We want to be getting here in style along our boatway, so we'll have to extend that path. And then when we get to the farm itself, I did finish up some of the work from last time. So we've when it all renders in. Damn slimes. Hey, let me get my sword. I should probably also turn the collection for the farm on. I was trying to do an intro here, guys. Yes, that is on. Cool. Yeah, so I went around the farm and I added these walls. I think they look a lot better when you've got the whole when everything is rendered in. But let's see if we can get this back corner in. But yeah, so we've now got a safety route and a walkway all the way around the farm. So we can get the whole way around. Here we go. And then just this end bit here, and we should be... Alright, I still need to extend this out a bit more. The problem I've been having though is, as we saw just now, is slime. So this here is a slime chunk. The area in front of our storage is, the area around our storage is a slime chunk, and I think there's also one over there in that corner as well. So we need to do something about that. I was hoping I could do something interesting with button placement to try and block them. I thought a slime needed a 3x3 gap to spawn, but I'm not sure if that's entirely true. I may have misjudged that one. Let me put these resources somewhere safe. Where are the buckets in there? Cool. So yeah, we have a little hidey hole still under the thing. I've put some sand down to try and decorate it a bit as well. But yeah, see slimes over there, we get slimes here, and we get slimes over in that corner as well. I redid the waterway down here. So if you remember, we had to make this wider because things kept landing on top of this ledge. So what I did instead is I put a long line of powdered snow along here underneath the where things drop. And what powdered snow does is it stops the momentum of items on the horizontal sort of plane, and they fall straight, which means that now, if we look along here, nothing is getting caught along this ledge at all. So that means things drop down. They will then go into this water column. They group up in the. Sorry, they group up as they rise up the pillar here, and then our collection grabs them at the top. So yeah, so we've done that, but there's still some more bits to do. So this bit here, terrible, ugly, needs to go. Our portal needs to be on the island itself, so we'll probably have to expand things a little bit to make some space for that. We need to make sure that there's another side one to match it, and then we need to extend the boatway, build ourselves a little station, and maybe try and expand this out a bit more. I'm still not quite sure what to do with the island as a whole, though. I can try and turn this into a circle, but if we look at the size of it, it's going to be quite a big circle. So if I actively turn this into a circle to fit the farm itself in the middle, and have some space around the edge, we're gonna probably come out like around like that. Just gonna give us a lot of extra space here. It could look cool. We're gonna have quite a shallow curve as well on it. The other thought I had was make it square and then give it a very straight, maybe even use stairs to give it a sort of more inverted pyramid, sort of the base of an inverted pyramid style look to it. In which case it would have been much better to have done this bottom railway out of smooth sandstone or something, but it's too late now to change all that. Maybe we could come back. We could come in at some point and swap it out, but yeah, I'm still not entirely sure what to do with this aesthetically, to be honest. And yeah, I guess if we did do it as a pyramid, we'd probably have to start the stairs around here, so we can come up. So it would be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so we would have to go out an extra 10 blocks from here, which would give us quite a big area. And then if we wanted to keep the pit in the middle, we'd have to do that on all sides. So that may actually be even bigger than the circle. I'm not sure, but yeah. So there's some things to think about in terms of the finishing touches on this island, but for now, I think we want to extend this out a bit more. We'll bring it out to at least the width of over here, and then we probably want to put our portal down. So what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is coming out 11. And then we have a story in the chat as well. So sorry for not getting around to hellos quicker. But yeah, stuff was blown up because we did have the old farm. It was over here, and it was an eyesore. It was terrible. It was a failure. It was a stain on our very existence, and it had to go. And I may have let my emotions get the better of me with the destruction of it, and I may have used a bit too much TNT, but let's face it, it deserved it. But yeah, so that's all gone now, and there is only the good farm with all of its sandy goodness. Like, look at all the sand. We are, to be honest, that's more sand than I know what to do with right now. And the same with the redstone. We've got all of that redstone, and I've already filled up. Where is it? It wasn't one of those. What are those? I did have an entire chest of blocks somewhere. I don't know what I've done with it. I've lost an entire. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I've got an entire double chest of redstone blocks there as well. We've got plenty of gunpowder as well. We've got arrows for days, and we've got bones and bone blocks to last us for quite a while as well. So thought another thing I could do with this that might actually help a little bit with the slime problem is we're going to put some cactuses down as well. I don't want to get too close to the actual storage here because I don't want to be running into it all the time. Yeah, we'll let these grow. Hopefully we'll get a different an assortment of heights and some with the flowers. Maybe we should even set up a if we are extending this out and we're going to have a bunch of extra space, maybe we should actually set up a little cactus farm underneath the surface in one of the spots as well. And I'm giving serious thoughts to attaching a super smelter here as well. So I rotated this round so that we have a nicer on-off for the bone crafter. So now we can quickly we have a switch here to turn it on and off. That just powers these, which will then yeah. At the moment it's full, so it's basically just spewing bone blocks everywhere. So get up here and check everything's okay. Cool. Yeah, so we've got bone blocks being automatically crafted. Oh. Yeah, what do we want for this? We're going to want some smooth actual sandstone. Let's also craft some of this up. We'll take some sand. So we want to extend this out, and we said this was 11, came out 11, didn't we? So I think we'll probably try and keep the portal around where it is, but I think I might move it further this way. So what have we got here now? 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. Oh, we'll probably need some torches. But yeah, I've been poking at I poked at this farm a bit more, and I'm not quite sure what more I could do to make it better. So so we've got our daylight sensors that turn it off during the day. We've got our storage sorted now. But I know there's probably a bit more polish that we can do, and when we have done that, then I will try and put together an actual video of this farm, because and so I think we actually have some truly unique here that I've not seen in any other Skyblock playthrough. So I think we've got a fairly original concept, and by original I mean it's basically rehashing someone else's work to work for the Husks, but as the original design for the shifting floor came from an Il Mango video, and as I said, the collection was by, I believe it was a YouTuber called Inspector Talon. If you check back on the previous videos, there should be links to both the videos that of the farms that I work from. Or 8, 9. Oh. 10 and 11. I've made a pig's ear of this. Let me go get a pickaxe so we can tidy up after ourselves. That is all it up. Look at these guys, they're having a field day over here. And then, thankfully the cactuses are at least doing a bit to deal with them. Still touch. Pickaxe, please. Let's clear these guys up. Yeah, I need to. I was sure that a 3x3 area was needed to spawn slime, but I must have this wrong. As there are no 3x3 spaces here, and they still manage to spawn. But oh. Yeah, free XP and free slime. But we will find a way to stop them. I don't want to slab the whole thing, is the problem. So I don't want to slab it. I don't want to make it glass, which would also stop it. They're going to spawn, it's a slime chunk, so they're going to spawn regardless of the light level. Oh, that was unfortunate. The only downside with sandstone, or building the platforms out of sandstone in Skyblock, is like such a light tap to mine it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so that's the width that we wanted it. Then fill this in. But yeah, it's such a quick and easy mine to mine block with a efficiency 5 pickaxe, it just sort of melts. Yeah, see, carpets would stop them, but then I want this to be sand. That's the trouble I have. And what we need is sand layers. Mojang, can I have sand layers, please, just so I can spawn-proof this area and get rid of the damn slimes. But yeah, if sand had layers like snow, then we could use that. Would basically solve our problem. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure they've hinted at sand layers as well a few times, right? I think the assumption is that that's sort of how their long-term, their current sort of plan for renewable sand is, that somehow layers will gather. And then we'll be able to turn that into sand blocks somehow. But yeah, I might also put some smooth stone slabs in here just to try and break it up as well. It could be that the buttons aren't doing a good enough job of spawn proofing. Yeah, I need to have a bit of a look as well and see where they're spawning in. So actually let's record a flashback while we're working here. And then I will use that. I'll have a look through that later. We will consult the video evidence and try and figure out where the slimes are spawning in. Oh. And then I will have a look to see if I can. And I'll also have a look on the wiki and see if there's something I'm misunderstanding about the spawning of them. Okay, so so this is a big enough spot now. Maybe let's come out a bit further this way. Can you guys hear the differences as well? I've added. I know I went a bit over the top with particle. With particle mods. A while back, adding like loads of new particle effects to the game, and then it seems that the other day it was sound's turn. I did have a few sound mods in there to add some more ambience, like the hunger, the accursed tummy rumbling sound that I get from one of the mods. Sorry. But I added a few more sound ones, so I've now got more interesting footsteps, and then like just moving through the inventory and things. All that sort of now has some sounds to it. Yeah, just trying to make things a bit more, a little bit more fancy. Okay, we've got a big area here now. It's all lit up. Let's put those in the corner. Oh, okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so I want to come 8 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's there. So it should be the middle. If I put one there. Okay, so we can clear these up. Oh, okay. Alright, we'll probably need one over here at some point in the future. Alright, so our portal. Do we have any obsidian over here? No. I think I might run back to our bartering farm and grab some obsidian from there. I think I'd rather set up additional portals and then break those ones down, but keep them where they are so we can still relight them in case we need them. Then destroy them, and I don't think we have any more obsidian here. Okay, let's drop that off. What did I do with my boat? Ah, there it is. I would have been a bit stuck without that. Yeah, this mod gives us some interesting sort of sounds. So it sort of changes it up depending on what we're walking on as well. So stone to sand. Some of it is a little bit cursed, so it's like for the most part it's great, but I mean you'll find out in a sec why I say some of it is cursed, but yeah. So this will get a nice sort of stony sound under our feet here. But then things like when we climb this vine. I'm not sure on that sound. We don't need like massacre on, to be honest. I used like massacre a bit with the new farm, purely because I had to. I had to take it to a creative world to experiment a bit, but I should probably get some armor at some point. Put some armor back on as well. Once we've moved this portal, we can probably go back to actually wearing stuff. But yeah, I used a bit of light mag for that farm, but I'm not sure if I liked it that much. I think I might. Oh, what am I looking for? Yeah, obsidian. Let's take 32 of that. 16 for each side. Yeah, I'm not 100% convinced on the light matter. As I said, I really it did save us a bunch of time in figuring out how big the farm was and where it needed to be and stuff, but I have everything else I've done in this world has sort of been winged as we've done it, and I think I prefer working that way. Like, I can see how we could probably do a much, like when we're building out the islands, being able to take those into a creative world and use some tools like Axiom and things with main, that we could probably design them, texture them, get them looking nice in a fraction of the time. But it also feels like it would take something away from the handcraftedness of everything. So I'm still trying to decide whether or not we will use more like Massacre in the future or not. But 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll put our center there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Found a ginormous portal that was dinosaur sized. Yeah, you can get some absolutely huge ruined portals. It kind of makes you question what they were for, right? Why do you need a portal that big? What are you transporting through? Like, what are those giant fossils in the Nether, right? What used to live there that was big enough that it needed a portal, so like 20 blocks tall? Okay. Do I not have? I need a water bucket. I need a water bucket to break. Or I could just break the old port, couldn't I? Before that, we are going to make sure we have a flint and steel somewhere. Yeah, the big portals are just, as I said, they're just the same as doing this. It's just on a larger scale. But I guess the larger portals are there. The larger ruin portals are there to sort of teach you that you can make larger portals. I guess if they were all the 4 by do we have a flint and steel somewhere? Because we actually have. Yes. Okay. I must have been paranoid at some point. We have 3. Okay, let's break this one. And then we'll light this one up. Hopefully this will take us through to our previous portal. Okay. This is good. Okay, so if we expand this all the way down, we're going to have a much nicer. So that literally spawned like here, right? Come get me. Stop hitting yourself. Oh. You can actually create a pretty decent sort of starter slime farm just by putting a golem above one of these and some hoppers around the base. Because the slimes will continuously try and get to the golem, kill themselves on the cactus, drop the slime into the hoppers, and the job's a good one. But okay, so So we've got our portal. I guess next up we probably want to look at we probably want to look at connecting up the nether side. Or actually, I think we'll expand this out a bit more. It'd be good to have the safety. That's sandstone, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. There we go. That should be enough for us to fill in this edge here. I'm not sure if I think I might have told you guys. I'm trying to remember if it happened before or after last stream, but I did have a bunch of fun recently as well with a rabbit. And by fun I mean not much fun. And that what I worked out is that the railways down here are not very rabbit proof. So I might actually need to go around and put some glass in to, just in case we get any spawn and make their way down there. As the rabbits, well, basically a rabbit got underneath the farm and was interrupting all of the minecarts, which meant I then had to get underneath myself and go crawl around under there, start fixing the minecarts, trying to shoot a rabbit with a bow was it was not the most dignified of experiences. Let's put it that way. I was definitely channeling my inner Elmer Fudd by the end. Yeah, I'm sure any one tall mob is going to be the same. So when I initially had it built, then it was baby zombies were the primary concern, but those are all walled in now, so we don't have to worry so much about them. Where are we going with this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put that there. Okay, hopefully the mob farm is on, so there's a lot of spawns, so hopefully nothing will spawn over there, he says, and then we're going to come back and find half a dozen creepers. Okay. Safe. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so here, boom. Yeah, all of this space is going to make it much easier to move around here. We want to make this as safe as possible. Yeah, the thing with this farm though is it runs. Oh, well, it spends a lot of time pretty close to the mob cap, so. And with all that spawning space over there, then these edges haven't had much spawns, but as I widen them out, I'm sure that the probabilities of something spawning here if I don't keep it lit up are going to increase a fair bit. Yeah, this is going to make it feel much safer getting from the nether to our storage area where all the goodies reside. Much safer. Much safer than it has been. Already it's there's no precarious bridges. We can just straight out and make a beeline for the chests. Yeah, we just need to expand this corner a little bit and okay. Let's Let's do a little bit more, and then I think we should be in a place where we are going to be fully health and safety. Okay, let's fill. One too many. Let's fill this in. Paranoid slime is going to come up behind me. Okay, just a little bit more and we'll be sorted on that side. Okay, that's boom, sorted. So yeah, now we have a nice easy route between two spots here. Hey, we got a flower. Oh, we're going to want the boat. So okay, so that's this side hooked up. Now I think we need we're going to need to extend our nether tunnel to cover to get out to our new portal location. So if we take some of the ice, and then I think we have spare powered rails here as well, so we can use that to extend the ice way. Let's take the coordinates of here. We're at 528 by minus 26. If we grab a calculator and a pen and something to write on. So we got 5,028 and minus 26. Which gives us 5028 divided by 8 is 628 and a half, and minus 3. Which is where we want our portal to roughly, approximately live on the other side. Oh, no, powered rails, wasn't it? Powered rails. Yeah, we'll have to clear up all of this as well at some point. Oh, more blue ice. That's handy. And powered rails as well. Yeah, I need to figure out what the side is going to be like. Do I just put a wall? Do I try and do something fancy? Do I just put like one high wall to stop myself running off? Do I, which would kind of fit if I do the more geometric setup. Otherwise, I could go around and, because if we remember back to the ice islands, I mostly put up a barrier around the edge of that by putting I mostly put the barrier around the edge of that one by putting rocks and the odd piece of fence and things. But I don't think that will work so well with the sand. I mean, we could put cactuses and things like that around to sort of create a natural sort of barrier, but I mean, I'm thinking the around island is probably not going to be the easiest as well with the size of it, but yeah, I think it's going to take us a while to come up with a good way to to decorate everything. But in the meantime, we're going to have this farm running. It's going to provide us with a good amount of resources, both sand and otherwise. I mean, we basically get all the ingredients we need for TNT from this farm alone. That's something else I've been thinking as well, is do I want to add a TNT auto crafter to basically just give us a chest or two of to give us like, do we want to have a few chests of TNT ready at a moment's notice, without having to craft it ourselves? That seems like a sensible option. It might take a little while to get some. I'm gonna have to think about the wiring on something like that. But we could potentially bolt that onto the end, and then yeah, I'm thinking also the excess bones from the farm could be used for a super smelter. I think the TNT is going to be the most useful thing though, because like I justify the fact that I use so many TNT dupers normally in Minecraft with the fact that like I justify it to myself with that it's not cheating, because Mojang should add renewable sand. So now that we have renewable sand, my whole sort of self-justification on the TNT duping has fallen to the side, right? I've basically argued myself out of it. Oh, we are not going to have enough here. Okay, well, we got a bit closer. I'll have to extend the rest of it out. Yeah, so auto-crafting the TNT ready, so I can just come grab a bunch of it, take it with me, is going to make things a lot easier. Especially when we get to the point where we have shulker boxes and we start to load them up with TNT instead of just dumping it into the chest. Although, if we do have shulker boxes of gunpowder and sand, we could just load those into an auto crafter somewhere else and create the TNT that way. So I definitely think a smelting array is probably going to be useful though, because a lot of the sand will probably end up being glass, and being able to smelt it there rather than, I mean, this has served us well, but we have to keep refilling the buckets. It's got limited sort of, it'll only smelt 2 things at once. It's got limited storage. Okay. Oh. No, this isn't where I wanted to be. I wanted black stone so that we could. Actually, hang on. Do we have a stone car here? Do we have a pre-made one handy? No. Is it? There we go. Yeah, we don't have much blue ice left. We could see. How much do you reckon we'll get from this? Not much. But 8. recipe is so depressing. Oh, it's 8 more than we had. Oh, no, I remember what I was here for. I wanted lanterns. Lanterns we need. Because that tunnel is really dark. And it would be nice to be able to see where we're going as we boat along it. So our best source of lanterns at the moment is these guys. Is it these guys? Okay. And these guys definitely do not have. Okay. Well, a stacking a bit is probably good to get us going. Yeah. We'll actually leave some of these behind. Yeah, I mean, to some extent, I have some regret over making the ice paths out of blue ice. But then I jump in a boat and I get up to like what, like 60 odd blocks per second, and I'm like, maybe it wasn't too bad of a decision, because we would not be able to get to that speed on the compressed ice. I think the compressed ice will go to maybe 30 or 40. Which is not quite as fast, right? Oh, I think I might have stashes of blackstone. Which way are we going? This way. We need to turn that into a we need to turn that into a frog-light farm at some point. I think that might be our project for next week, is to get frog lights. So we have frogs. We have a magma cube farm that could probably be quite quickly converted into a frog light farm. We just need to get the frogs in there. Oh, that's dangerous. Okay, I thought that was secure at the end there, but apparently we can cavalier off the end there to our deaths. Good to know. Okay, we'll put these extra ice blocks at the end here. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, okay, we're almost there, right? We need another maybe 7 blocks. So I AFK'd at the ice farm overnight, so that's where the ice that we had came from. So I guess if I AFK there for about another hour, we'll have more than enough to finish things off, we need to take that post out at some point. For now, let's put down a stone car. Maybe we light this up first. Let's yeah, we don't have the soul sand underneath here either, do we? No. Okay, so we also need to get more soul soil, sorry. That's also a tedious one. Maybe I can demonstrate how we've been getting that later towards the end of the stream. But I'll probably have to grind that a bit off camera, because it's not the most interesting thing to watch, to be honest. But if I break this with my fist, do I get it back? Oh, I do. Okay. I was sure I was going to lose that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. We need to come through and put a bunch more of the detailing into this tunnel. I mean, soul sand is not the problem. So I've got plenty of soul sand because the bartering farm produces insane amounts of that. The main problem is soul soil. Because the thing with soul soil is that the soul speed enchantment works on it the same as it does on the soul sand. So we get a nice little zoomy effect moving around on it. But it has the upside that if you don't have soul speed, it doesn't slow you down. So we've been making our tunnels out of that. We've been putting that underneath the slabs on either side of the iceway, which means that we can get a nice little run. We can along with that. It's nowhere near as fast as the boats, but it's like it's faster than the minecart. So we've been using that, but to get that we have to craft the soul sand into a soul campfire. Then we have to destroy the soul campfire without fortune, and that will cause it to drop soul soil instead. So effectively we have to burn, I think it's 3 logs and 2 sticks per soul sand to get the soil, and spend all the time we spend crafting that as well. And then on top of that we have so we've got all the time we spend crafting that, adding on top, and then on top of that we then have to break them all as well. So it's a bit tedious to get it. I've semi-automated some of it, so I can the breaking bit is pretty quick. But yeah, it could definitely be quicker. But To be honest, even in a regular world, if I did need large amounts of soil, I think I'd probably end up going through the same approach, just because the piglin bartering is easy. And not having to deal with the ghasts in the not having to deal with ghasts in a soul sand valley is not too bad of a deal, to be honest. I should have brought a pickaxe. Yeah, if I get the roof on this in, then we can do the walls. We can get the walls in a bit quicker as well, and then some semblance of walls. And then we can wire up a portal. We can figure out what we're doing with the portal, wire it up. And then we'll have quick and easy access to sand and other goods. I am giving serious thought to getting rid of our original mob farm. I mean, when it comes to string, we get plenty of that from bartering. The bones, arrows, gunpowder, we get plenty from the new Husk farm. Redstone and redstone we get some from, we get a better supply of that from the Husk farm. I think the Husk farm has already produced more redstone than in the month that it's existed than the mob farm has in the year that we've had that. So there is that. And then when we get around to building our witch farm, that will give us even more redstone, and will also give us glowstone, which is the only other thing that we are collecting, I think. And then there's the accidental glow ink that we get from it. But we could build a glow ink, an actual glow squid farm somewhere else, and probably get better amounts of glowing sacks from that than we get from the current farm. So I think it's kind of redundant now. So that may also be a future episode, tearing that down. I'm also giving serious thought to actually having a dedicated general mob farm, where we just sort of have a bunch of platforms going, which will produce us an insane amount of resources. But I think we might actually, I think all that will produce a lot more of resources where we can already get in a decent supply. a decent supply of, so I'm not 100% sure if that will be needed or not. But yeah, we could either build a flushing farm, or we could build a general version, mob farm version of our Husk farm, which would be a lot smaller, because we can use several layers instead. So we could have we could have 3 layers of it, which would mean that effectively we could potentially get the same results from a third of the space. Okay. Oh. So we've got a roof in. So now let's get some lanterns up. Should we do stairs? I think actually let's do. We're done with the slabs. Let's get some stairs in. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah. As I was saying, a general mob farm would produce a lot more gunpowder. But would also mean a bunch of. Well, actually, we could just make a massive creeper farm. Like, can you ever have too much gunpowder? Something else I might set up over here at in the desert area is potentially a sugarcane farm as well. That means if we are AFKing the farm for mob drops, we can get some sugarcane as well. And the sugarcane will create paper, and gunpowder of course gives us rockets, and that means we'll have all the resources we need for rockets over here. Okay. Let's okay. Hopefully there are. Oh. Really should have brought a pickaxe with me. Okay, a few more stairs, and then we can probably go get some bricks, some stone, some nether stone bricks, and then fill in the remainder along here. And once we've got that top in, we should be able to get the walls in pretty quick. I think we'll only do a bottom wall. Now, actually, we might just skip the walls and mean, a 3 wide walkway is at least safer than a 1 wide walkway, even with the sun drop on the side. Yeah. Okay, this is lining up still. I do need to start actually texturing these tunnels as well at some point. I want to be swapping out some of the polished blackstone for like regular blackstone. Give it a more of an aged feel. And probably break up the monotony a little bit in the tunnels. Almost. Okay, we're one short. Was that one I misplaced earlier? Okay, that gives us that, and then actually that's us done with blackstone, and I'll go in and put these lanterns in on there. Which will mean we'll be able to see what we're doing. That was not enough lanterns. So we've just added an entire stack of lanterns along here. And it still wasn't enough to reach. Okay, let's go get nether bricks. We're going to want a bunch of nether brick stairs. Actually, I think the best place for us to grab those from is... Do we have much stashed over here? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 should be enough. While we're here, let's grab a pickaxe as well. And I think to do this, we're actually going to go back along the top. Hopefully we can get far away from the fortress before anything spawns and decides to follow us. I see you guys up there. Okay, I think we got away with it. Hi Waddle, welcome in. So we're going to quickly drop. Oh. Yeah. Drop these along the side. And if we crouch and just bridge out with the stairs, then we can actually put these down pretty quick. From the top. So let's Let's get these in. And with that we can start to, well, similar along the bottom, and we can start to put the sides in. This is where we haven't upgraded to 1.21.6 yet, so we still don't have. We're still not in the Happy Ghast edition, but unfortunately, but we're waiting for some mods to get updated. Once that happens and we can get our nether portal back, this would probably be a lot. Once we can get our mob switch back working, as they fixed the changes they made to the nether portals, we should be able to then work on these bridges a lot easier. So I might do the top here and then leave it at that. Let's go out. There we go. That gives us somewhere to work from in the future. There we go. Take this out just as far. We'll go way past our spot there, but we've got plenty of the old nether brick from destroying the fortress so far. So it would be nice to get back to that as well once our mob farm is fixed in the next version. They managed to break the chunk loaders in 1.21.5, but they promised to fix them again in 1.21.6. So I've been reluctant to change what we had into one that would be like there were ways to fix it for 1.21.5, but the one we have is quite I don't know. It aesthetically, it doesn't get in the way much. We just have a little fire somewhere and a slab on one side, and that's all we can see from the outside. And it means that we can reuse the same portal for transport as we do for trunk loading. But yeah, the changes we would have needed would have not been as aesthetically pleasing. So I wasn't actually sure what we were going to do, but thankfully those changes have now been reverted in the new version. I just need to get us upgraded to that, and we can resume our destruction of the Nether Fortress. Okay, cool. So we've got come on. That'll do. Oh, damn it, it would have to be one with a lantern, wouldn't it? Of all of the slabs I could have done, I picked the one with a lantern. I don't think you want to go up to 1.21.6. Why not 1.21.6? I mean, the ghast is going to be quite handy in that we'll have a platform we can use for building in the void, but they're not going to be particularly useful for long haul transport because of the slowness, but I guess the speed isn't the be all and end all. Okay. So we need that. We're gonna need some actual nether bricks. And some polished blackstone walls. Oh, that's obsidian. We can't cut that into walls. Here we go. Let's turn that into walls and that into walls. Everything's misty and it blurs the distance. I mean, I'm sure. Well, that happens now to some extent, right? It's a slightly more aesthetic version of things just disappearing. And I'm sure that I'll be able to, if I wanted to, I'm sure I could turn that off in the shaders. Okay. Chisel never broke. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chiseled. Okay, I really need to go get a pickaxe now. Should keep that spawn proof. Wait. Why is the maths not mathsing there? 3, 3. Ah. Oops. Okay, now I definitely need to go get a pickaxe. As I've made an absolute pig's ear of this. Alright, let's head back. I am also slightly curious about the vibrant visuals update. I get that we didn't get that. Bedrock did, but ours is going to come later, but I'm curious if that will mean that I can actually get rid of the third-party shaders altogether, or potentially find something that just... Oh wait, I had a pickaxe. Where did that come from? Oh crap, I think I also just left the mob farm. Not only did I have a pickaxe, I've created a mob farm. Alright, let's take our bow, some arrows. Well, I want to get vibrant skyblock. Potentially, it depends how it's implemented. So I might need some mods to make it work how I want. So basically, with the if I disable the shaders, one of the things that I think I might have actually used a mod to fix it, but let's have a quick look. Oh no, yes. So I already did add something to bring the sky level down to Y0. Minus 64, but otherwise you just end up with everything being black down here. But I know some of what they were saying about the vibrant visual sort of appeals a bit. I still want something that gave me dynamic lighting, but potentially we can get that with a mod, and then let the game itself handle the rest. But the pixel perfect shadows and stuff are kind of intriguing. It's like the look and feel that it had felt quite cool. So I at least want to give it a try, and then if it doesn't work, we can come back to our existing. It would have to be an Enderman, wouldn't it? Have to be an Enderman. Okay. Oh. And I didn't bring a sword, so this is going to be the slowest Enderman fight in history. Let's get over here. Oh, haha, stuck in a boat. Sucks to be you. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, so we created we created a mob farm, but thankfully it was in a warped forest, so it wasn't too bad. If we'd done that in the Crimson Forest, it would have been highly unpleasant with the hoglins. But yeah. Oh, good night, story. Thanks for sticking around so late, as you always. Okay. Oh, it's one too many. But yeah, I'm quite excited for like a more vanilla sort of shader setup. So I do like some of the effects that we get from on top from our current shaders, but if it can be full vanilla, then I'm not sure why we wouldn't embrace that, but we'll have to see. It'll all depend on how good it looks and whether we can live with any sort of degrading in the looks. Oh, okay, let's get some more of these stairs in and we'll continue the wall along. The new update for Skyblock is also out for 1.21.6. One of the things it does is remove the spawning of desert villages. So we actually have a couple of desert villages in our world. I'm not quite sure what to do with them though. So part of me is like, okay, they are technically now unnecessary. They were mostly there because of camel spawning, which in the last version was updated to so that camels now spawn in deserts. So we don't really need the villages. So part of me is like, okay, maybe we should just get rid of them. But then another part of me is like, okay, it's a relic of the time that we started the world in, and maybe we should actually go and restore them, put some ground in, help the poor villagers out so they're not just trapped in their houses, suspended above the void. I mean, it's not like the desert resources actually give us much. We've already pretty much got everything we could get from a desert village. Okay, so that's a bit more wall in here. Slowly becoming a bit safer to move around. We do have a lot of resources to move back from the build site, so it would be nice to be able to do that safely. Well, quickly and safely without having to sacrifice any to the void. Here we go. Got a little bit too carried away there. Oh. I do know how to play this game, I promise. And again. Okay, we got wall, nether brick, chiseled nether brick, wall, nether brick, chiseled nether brick. Okay, we've at least done the bit that can spawn hoglins now. Okay, yes, some more of this in, and I think I'm going to leave my bow and arrow over here, so just in case we take a tumble. Let's grab some more resources as well if we have any. Do we have any more? No, but we do have the means to make more walls. Okay, let's see if we can get down to the end there. And then we need to also think about how we're going to do the stop. I think in the previous one we had a 11 block wide gap for sort of the station. All there, nether brick, chiseled. I'll put the nether brick in. Yeah, I think we basically we merged 3 of these sections together and went out on the side. So I think we might do the same up here, and I think it needs to be -3, so I think that way, towards -3, so that way as well. What happened there? Okay, so we've made it this far. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so we need minus about -128. So let's oh no, that was not the block I wanted. Okay, let's go out one. Here, that is then a wall. We'll put the nether brick on there. Okay, so that's not spawn proof. And then let's get some slabs and see if we can make the platform at least. We'll need to extend the ice path out a bit more, but that should be fine. Head over here, let's put this stuff there, we'll get some slabs. We're going to be dangling over the wood, so I'll leave the pickaxe there for now as well. So now we know what the wall sections look like further down here. We can hopefully maths some stuff out a bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So I think this will be I think this will actually be the station part. Okay, so our wall kind of ends in exactly the place it should have. And then we want to come out along here. Actually fill this in with the slabs instead. I guess we come out 1, 2, 3. And this will be the space for the pool. Okay, let's grab that pickaxe quickly. Then I think what we'll be able to do is create if we create a portal there, it should link to the one in the desert. So actually, we had a stash of obsidian the other end of this tunnel, so we'll go grab that, and we'll actually set up our portal. And actually, let's go have a look at the ice. Oh, I forgot that was full of stuff. Oh, let's go have a look at the ice island portal, and we'll see what we did there. Let's have a quick let's have a nose and remind ourselves of what that one looks like. Oh. Yes, this came along, and then we had A full block there with a slab on top. Okay, and then we have 3 of the portal. 1, 2. Okay, we went 4 up. And then that met the ceiling, slab ceiling. So we need 2 more obsidian. We're going to need some armor stands as well to swarm-proof this once we've made it. Because the Hoglin Menace never sleeps. Okay, so we'll go get... Oh. While we are somewhere safe, I am going to take... I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be back in 2 or 3 seconds. And we're back. So, armor stands. We need sticks and smooth slabs. Or is it stone slabs? No, it's smooth. Do we have any smooth stone slabs? No, we have smooth stone. So let's make 6 of them. We'll put the sticks back. We'll grab 2 extra obsidian as well. We've got obsidian. Here we go. That's the obsidian we need. I'm just trying to remind myself as well. The portal was buried into the ground, wasn't it? Yes. That might be a bit of a pain to do without the soul sand down there. We might be able to do something with the vines. So we might be able to do something with vines to get the positioning we need, but let's go grab the stone cutter as well. Move that down this end. And there we go, we can fix that rail as well finally. Okay. We'll open this up a bit as well, and we'll put the blockade the other end. Oh, bit of food. I think we should probably fill the floor in over here for now. Let's put the stone cutter down somewhere. We want to turn one of these into a polished black stone block. That goes there. Slab on it, that's the end of our railway. We'll fill this in temporarily. We want this back as well. Okay. All right. Let's take that out. Okay. Let's get some walls in around this platform. And I think for now we will just go around with the normal walls. Yeah, that will spawn proof it, those bits for us, and then we want to expand this out. So this will come out by 1 for the wall, then another 3. And then it'll come over. So that's the middle section, and then we've got 1, 2, 3 there. We'll just fill in this roof. Prioritize that bit over there because that will keep the roof of our portal spawn proofed. Okay. And then I think trying to remember where the portal sat in the other portal room. Well, okay, that's not as safe as I was hoping. Okay. Let's not do that again. We nearly went into the void, nearly. But we need to put the blocks in along the bottom, but for that I think we need to put the rest of the wall sections in. Let's go have a quick look. So if we go over to the ice farm once more, remind ourselves of what we did here. Okay, so it's 2 in from this side and 2 in from that side, so it's not actually centered under that side. We're abusing the fact that we have a 5 wide section there. And then while we're here, hopefully we can use the vines to place our portal. If we stick to the side, we should get stuck as soon as we get to the end. There we go. So let's take this out. Let's put it back in this back corner. Somewhere around here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that was the middle. We're directly above the other portal. That's handy. Okay, so 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe it was 4 that high, but then let's go put the bottom in, and once we get that lit, we should have a much easier route. And I think we'll put a wall in along here, and we'll call that safe enough for now. So can we get the bottom of the portal in from over here? Might need to go grab some ladders. Climb the pole, but that feels like it will be safer than the alternative. I believe we have some ladders down here. Let's head down. Let's grab scaffolding, even better. Oh, and we need a flint and steel to light the thing, don't we? Where is it? Ah, it's in this one, wasn't it? Okay, let's grab a flint and steel. Oh. Uh-oh. That was a big freezer. I did not like that at all. Okay, let's put this slab down so we can use it to get up. Can I place it against the portal block? Yes, okay. It's just there. Oh. Still not high enough. Okay, maybe we'll leave the scaffolding in for now as a way up and down. If we take out those. There we go. That should give us safe space. Now we light this. Boom. Go through. Okay, and then if we go back through the, we're going to end up at the bottom, aren't we? Yeah. So we'll have to break that. Let's head up here. Okay, let's try this again. Then we come through, okay. Put an armor stand on each, into the port on each side, and that should hopefully we will get a, oh, okay. So that should stop things spawning. Hopefully, if we can get one in each of these sides, that'd be handy as well. Okay, if we'll do it this way around, there's one in the middle. Well, yeah, that will stop hoglins from. Actually, hoglins shouldn't be able to spawn here anyway, so because of the slabs. So, all right, but that we did have a lantern. Oh, we put it back up. Okay, if we put some torches down, we should be able to stop any zombified piglins spawning in the pool on that side. It should bring the light level up high enough, and they only spawn in the pool on the spawn. The portal only spawns them on the overworld side, as far as I know. So if we do that, that should light things up enough to prevent any hoglin spawns. Sorry, prevent any piglins, zombified piglin spawns, and it should also, if we take we'll take the middle armor stand out and we'll put one here instead. And then we'll pull some stunts later to get. We'll probably create a second portal and use that to put the. Oh no, that's the wrong way around, wasn't it? Yeah. So we'll prevent any zombified piglin spawns. We have quick access now to our glass. We do need to figure out how to stop these things from spawning. Okay. Take these guys out. Yeah, we do need to figure out a way to stop them spawning without making this place look too ugly. We'll stash. Those are from the inner chest. Okay, well. I think this is good. We now have our sand farm here. We have a convenient portal for getting back and forth. We need to finish off this side of the rail, but otherwise we'll be able to, once that's done, we'll be able to safely move our goods back and forth to the desert. We'll need to continue some of the work. I think there is an ender chest over here, right? Oh no, I moved it over to the other side. Alright, we'll have to put a second ender chest in over there. Too weak. Yeah, we'll need a bit more soil. I said I'd show you how we got that, but so if we head back along here. Yeah, it's going to be so much nicer getting to and from the desert with a full boatway. Here we go, and so yeah, so for soil, there's a few things we need resource wise, so we'll do in terms of, we're actually a bit low. We'll have to run the bartering farm for a while to replenish supplies, but yeah, this is what gives us a nice little speed boost along the walkways here when we've got the correct boots on. So yeah, we're completely out at the moment. So what we end up doing is we grab some logs. Okay, we're actually running low on logs. This is surprising. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need the logs and then sticks as well. Yeah, so we end up basically crafting up a bunch of these soul campfires. Let's grab a few more logs. Don't need the sticks anymore. Those, and then we do need though is a non-silk touch axe. So put the campfires in our offhand. Ooh. No. Yeah, and if we hold both mouse buttons down, we can quickly convert an entire stack, and then with the thankfully with the tweaker restock we can effectively AFK this. hand stop. We can AFK this. If without that, we'd have to come back and swap and refill our offhand periodically. But yeah, this is how we've been getting the soul soil for our walkway so far. So just stand here. It does go quite quickly. I mean, we've already done over a stack, I think. Yeah, we're over 2 stacks, and then this way we can quickly create a stack. This is an expensive recipe though. The amount of logs that we sort of have to sacrifice to convert it like this is a little bit painful. Thankfully, we do have an excess of spruce from the pod solidification of our big island over there, but eventually that will run out. I mean, hopefully we'll get it. We'll try and get a tree farm up before that, a wood farm. We'll have to come up with something that will push everything into a blast chamber for us. Or I guess we could use a standard one, like a standard sort of tree farm, but swap out the TNT duper for a TNT dispenser. Then as long as we get the timing, make sure the timings are correct, then that should be fine. Yeah, we just sit here, both mouse buttons, and there we go. So that's nearly nearly 9 stacks. We're on 7 stacks so far, and then this we can then go and put underneath the walkways and give ourselves a little speedy boost. We'll have to do this a few more times, as this will be nowhere near enough for the entire walkway down. Well, the entire walkway down to the desert. I think about half of it is missing, but it's a start. I'll do a bit more of this off camera, and that will give us, that'll give us the resources we need to finish the project off. And here we go, last half a stack, and here we go. 16 left. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then if we pop down here, we'll see, yeah, there we go. Yeah, this is just a little cheap contraption knocked together. The slab there stops me from placing too many. And then there's a waterway that runs around and makes sure everything ends up in this hopper, and then it comes out into this chest. And then the walls are just this tool to stop them from things from sort of jumping onto the side as we break them. Yeah, this works quite well for campfires. It potentially could work. It might work for the lecterns as well. I think we probably have to raise this up one for that. As you kind of want to aim on top, so you don't stack it out to the side like I did first time round. But yeah, that's how we get our soul soil, and then and that's how we make our bridges and nether walkways speedy. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it for the day here. We've been at this for it's come up 1, so 2.5 hours. Yeah, so we've been doing this for about 2.5 hours now. So I think that will do. I think we're now in a good spot. We have access to the desert to our husk farm. We have all that sand and other resources down there. We'll be able to get those back nice and safely, and then we'll be able to crack on with some more projects. So I think, yeah, as I said earlier, I think we'll have some fun with frogs next week. We'll try and get some tadpoles bred up. We'll try and breed up some cold frogs, some temperate frogs, some warm frogs. We'll get all of those in back down to our magma cream farm, and then we'll get the frogs in there, and we'll take at the moment there's sweet berries in there to kill the magma creams. We'll take the sweet berries out and we'll replace that with we'll put the frogs in, and hopefully we should start seeing frog lights coming out of the farm instead, which will be exciting because at the moment we're quite limited on our light blocks. We have the lanterns and we have torches, we have a bit of glowstone, but yeah, and there's shroom lights, but that's about it. The frog lights are by far a superior light source, and it'll be fun to be able to build with them. So if you want to see that, then give the channel subscribe and hit the notification button, and we'll see you next week. If you've liked the video, give it a like. Apparently it really helps the channel, and apparently me asking you really helps it help the channel. So yeah, but that's all for this week, so goodbye and we'll see you next week.